Horace, neighbors tell me that this area is pretty safe and nothing like this has happened before. Now, the attempted kidnapping happened about 24 hours ago, so we're going to turn the camera light off to give you an idea of how dark it is out here.
It's so easy for us to want to grab our cell phones, answer quick text, but we know how dangerous that can be while driving, right?
I'm standing in what used to be the entrance of this water park, and you can see how much damage is in this room. Ceiling tiles are missing, exposing pipes and wires. Graffiti covers every inch of this park, and the floor is covered in glass and all of these tickets. Now, these are old admission tickets for Water Wonderland, and I'm told soon, come spring, you may be able to start using them again.
The tale of Samuel Little is now widely known across the United States. His name will go down in history dubbed the most prolific serial killer.
I can't provide a specific diagnosis, not having seen him, but he has many traits of a clinical psychopath.
Little confessed to more than 90 murders that span 4 decades. But why confess now?
Why wouldn't he? If we're talking about someone who has many, at least, traits of a clinical psychopath, being called one of the most prolific serial killers of all time, that's a badge of honor, especially since he was caught so few times doing what seemed to be a very consistent pattern for him.
You may say Little was sporting his badge of honor leaving court Thursday, smiling after receiving his 4th guilty plea and sentenced to a 4th life sentence.
Murder became what seemed to be his addiction over time. So the more that he moved, the more difficult it was to catch him, and he knew that. So on some level, he's very intelligent.
Little's addiction holds a lot of details he hasn't forgotten decades later. According to Texas Rangers, Little can recall locations, nicknames, age, where he dumped the body, and even draw pictures of his victims.
Look back at some of the best days of your life. Look at birthdays. Look at special occasions. Can you remember what you're wearing? Can you remember what the air smelled like? The things around you. These were his best days. So yes, I strongly believe that he remembers these things because this was such an emotionally ingrained piece of time for him.
In an ideal situation, it means that students will be learning one-on-one just like this. Their own laptops. 17 new charges were levied against Martha, bringing her total to 26. Now, her former boyfriend, Robert, is facing the chocolate factory where every day they're cooking up fresh Kraft chocolate. Now, this is the only place in the Permian Basin where you can get a Kraft chocolate bar like this, but it's their start. That's the most interesting.
Hi, how are you?
Sitting on the corner of Sapphire and Amethyst Cove, you'll be served with a smile.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
And your old-fashioned homemade hot cocoa may come with a marshmallow on top.
Do y'all want marshmallows?
But this is no ordinary hot chocolate stand.
That's cool. Well, I want to be a canine officer when I grow up, and it just really interests me, and I love giving back to the community.
Last year, Randy stirred up 178 gallons of hot cocoa.
Well, I'm trying to raise $12,000 this year, and last year I raised $7,126.05.
All the money donated to OPD Canines so they could get new bulletproof vests. This year, a new goal.
It's going to the Odessa Police Department to buy another canine. Due to the population of Odessa, we need another new canine, just because there's a ton of people in Odessa.
Can I get 2 hot chocolates?
Yes. I learned that our community can come together, and I brought smiles to all the officers' faces, and that made me really happy. I hope that everyone's supportive this year as they were last year. They were very supportive.
We're out here at Best Buy in Odessa, and look at this line. It starts right up at the front. During a pretrial hearing for Grace McDonald, all the charges against her were dropped. And I'm actually joined right now by Grace herself. And Katie, a total of 6 classes will be added. That's 4 at Permian High School and 2 at Odessa High School. But this may not be the last time.
In working with law enforcement, there are active cases going on with multiple agencies all the time with victims of human trafficking. And it's here in Midland, and it's now.
I didn't realize how much on the rise it was.
Human trafficking is on the rise in the basin, and potential victims are sought out at school, the mall, social media, and most presently on Snapchat.
The buyers, 67%, are white, middle-aged, Caucasian men with families, and the victims are typically vulnerable populations.
Dr. Armstead explains the only business that made more than human trafficking last year was Apple.
On average, one victim can make over $300,000 in revenue for their trafficker, because on average it's about, depending on their quota, they can be raped anywhere from 15 to 20 times per day.
And the reality is, those sex trafficking victims die after only a short period of time.
The life expectancy of a human trafficking victim is 7 years because of the poor conditions, the abuse, the starvation, the tactics to keep them, and the addictions.
Since this is a growing issue, Reflections Ministry of Texas partnered with Phi Theta Kappa to bring awareness to the community.
Whenever I think of some of our biggest global issues, I think of drugs and things around war, but I didn't think of sex trafficking. And to learn that it is almost overtaking drugs now because victims are renewable assets, it was shocking.
You probably drive past the old water wonderland every day and don't even notice it hiding behind the overgrown greenery. But after being vacant for more than a decade, it finally has new owners.
It's a local buyer that's wanting to do something for our community and clean it up.
Graffiti covers every surface of the park. Broken glass coats the floors, and outside, an overgrown landscape makes it difficult to navigate the grounds.
Thank you.
But the new owner, Billy Loiza with GE Elite Real Estate, is ready to take on the challenge.
Right now I'm standing in what used to be the entrance of this water park, and you can see how much damage is in this room. Ceiling tiles are missing, exposing pipes and wires. Graffiti covers every inch of this park, and the floor is covered in glass and all of these tickets. Now these are old admission tickets for Water Wonderland, and I'm told soon, come spring, you may be able to start using them again.
His plans are hopefully by next spring to have part of it open. It's not going to be able to be done overnight. It does need a lot of fresh paint, a lot. Some of the structures need to be torn down. Some of the railing needs to be torn down. A lot of it does need to be rehabbed, but there's a great base here to put in a new water park.
Along with restoring the water park, the owners plan to build an event center right on the property.
Some of the pre-existing buildings he plans on using, and that way it's not a water park that's just open 3 or 4 months of the year. This way it's something that's going to be open year-round.
7,000 square feet. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get them through, especially when they're all in terror.
Cavender is showing me around the 7,000 square foot warehouse, complete with twists and turns and clown after clown after clown after, well, you get it.
Through the circus side, we've clocked some people at about 2.5 minutes, just darting through, running over my actors.
When they take off running down a hallway and you're kind of like, oh, we've got a runner. It's so much fun to just chase after them.
DEF CON has been open for 20 years, and every Halloween night, about 1,000 people walk, run, or get chased down these halls. It's a tradition, one that has these actors gushing about.
And he grabbed his daughter and kind of threw her, said, take her, and ran.
But when they jump, the jump that they do and slamming themselves backwards against a wall to try and get away from you when they have nowhere to go, it's great.
My biggest piece of advice I've always given before you come here is just bring another pair of pants.
DEF CON will be open this weekend, and then on Wednesday, Halloween night, is your last chance to try to make it through alive. Reporting in Odessa, Haley Brooks, Big 2 News.